Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to a community progress. Today, I have a special guest. You'll be having my wonderful wife,
Nikki is
Nikki,
the
is the
co-host.
co-host.
My
My
other
other
good
good
friend
friend,
Harold
Harold,
is
is
a the
the
other
other
co-host,
co-host,
and
and
then a
then a
good
good
friend
friend
that
that
has
has
been a
been a
part
part
of
of
the
the
channel.
channel.
I'm gonna
I'll
have you
have you
meet
meet
her
me
for
for
just a
just a
second.
second.
Um,
Um, that's been a part of the channel. It's a good friend, someone that that's helped me out a whole lot with the lore. Is TFFangeek. We have him. Very happy to have you. So, how's
thank you.
everyone doing today? I'll let the lady start first, and then we'll just go.
What are we doing? Saying hi?
Yeah. How are you doing?
Well, welcome back to our channel. It's been a while since we've seen you, TFFangeek, and so glad you can come and join us here today.
Thank you.
What kind of things have you got anything?
We're giving everybody.
Oh, okay.
Everybody. Nikki's
I know.
jumping. She's like going. I'm going full throttle. Let's go. How you doing, Harold? You doing good?
Yes, sir. I'm actually doing pretty good. Been having Holy Week at our church, so every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're having service. Saturday morning, all the guys are going to get together and have breakfast at the church. Then Sunday, we have our Easter service. So,
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's right. You got Easter service coming up. I think
mhm.
Nikki's church, home church, and I don't. I think we're going to see if we can try, but they're going to be doing a sunrise service. So, and
Mhm.
then they do a big breakfast and everything. So, we're trying to do all that. But yeah,
That's how we do
Resurrection
at our
Sunday.
church.
That's pretty cool. That's how we country folks do things around here. We like
Mhm.
to feed everybody. So
Mhm.
GF and Geek, how have you been? It's so good to have you on here. It's been a long while, but
Yeah.
uh got to talk to you on I think it was Sunday. Was it
Yeah.
Sunday?
So, no, it was
No,
Saturday.
Saturday. Saturday. So what have you
Yeah.
been up to? You're almost at
Um,
1,000 subscribers.
yeah. Doing good. I hit a rough patch last week where my boss at my job told me one more mistake and I'm fired. So
Ooh.
that was
Oh no. That's right.
stressful
That's
for
what we
me. So I've been
well
asking
Nick,
everyone to pray for me that because I can't lose my job right now. So
right. And that
yeah.
is exactly what I've been doing.
Hmm.
Um, like you said, that you needed this job and be able to keep this job. And
Hmm.
so I am praying that that's the case. I hope things have gotten better.
Yeah, I'm taking it. I'm having to take it one day at a time. Um, I
Okay.
have I have an appointment with the eye doctor tomorrow. I've been in desperate need of new glasses for some time, and the glasses I wear are prescription. So I'm praying to the Lord that everything works out tomorrow at the eye doctor. So
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah. I took a, we, Nikki and I, we were on a medicine and made both our eyes worse. So I think we had bifocals and we're like, wow, now we feel old.
Hmm.
So I've been
Yeah.
seeing the, oh, go ahead.
No, so apart from that, yeah, life's been pretty good. Our church has permission from the city to have Easter service every year in front of the city courthouse, and it's a if you remember my address and the city I live in,
Mm-hmm.
even the courthouse, it was built I want to say 120 years ago, and one of my it was either one of my great I think it was my great grandfather, one of my great grandfathers on one side of my family. He was one of the construction workers who helped build the courthouse when it was first built,
That
and
is pretty cool.
mm-hmm, yeah,
Um,
and so they have a they it's in an L shape. It used to be squared and with a garden in the center, but then
mhm.
the city divided the property in half, and I think the other building, or actually no, well, basically this courtyard in the center, it's dips downward. It's the lowest point of the court property, the courthouse
Okay.
property, and it's known as the sunken gardens because it's literally sunken down because they designed it purposely that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
I worked construction a long time ago, and that was what I was going to go in and uh, part of engineering and stuff like that, but life has a different thing. But when I used to work, it's interesting. I take Nikki around where we live, and I point out all the places that I actually built and did, and worked on a lot of buildings. So that's
Mhm.
always really cool because when you build something with your hands, it leaves a legacy.
Uh-huh.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, well, one thing I want people to know about you is you are the man to go to. For me personally, um, always knowing everything about Transformers, whether it is G1 to Armada to animated.
Yeah.
How did with that, how did you become so knowledgeable when it comes to the Transformers and everything? What was it that made it where Transformers? Because for me, Transformers
Mhm.
came out was brand new when I was born. I want to share my age here. I was around 8 years old when Transformers came out
Mhm.
as a cartoon.
Yeah.
So with that, I know a lot of the G1, and I know a lot with the Beast Wars, and I do know more of the stuff, but I don't know all of it like you do. How is it that what was it about Transformers that made you just want to gravitate to it and embrace it the way you have?
Well, it's not a pretty story and it's not a happy one, but the reason why I like the Transformers so much is because um, I lost my only father figure, my grandpa, when I was 11 years old. He died of cancer, and he was the only father figure I had in my life, and I fell into a deep, deep depression. I had suicidal thoughts. I felt uncomfortable being out in public, and my family put me through therapy. And so, anyone who's ever been through therapy, I thumbs you up for that because I had to be there, and so I know what therapy is about. It's not trying. The media tries to create this gross imagination that psychiatry and therapy it's about trying to prove that sane people are insane. It's not. It's about trying to prove why people act who feel insecure why they act that way. It's about making people feel happier. So,
Exactly.
and so I've been there. And so after I went through therapy, I was told to I basically had a whole new look on life, and the hobbies I had before, or collecting Legos, Hot Wheels cars, they didn't really interest me as much as they used to. Partially because at the time I didn't have any interest in Hot Wheels cars and Lego sets. By that time they were starting to get expensive, and so I started to slow down in my Lego collecting hobby. So one day I was flipping through TV channels because the cartoons I've been watching none of them I found quite entertaining. Then all of a sudden one day I was flipping through the TV channels, and all of a sudden I saw this red and blue robot transform into a semi truck, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's really cool! I didn't even know there was anything like that out there." And I started to watch it, and I to this day I do not know what episode it was, what the first episode I watched was, but that blue and red robot that turned to a semi truck was the Transformers Armada version of Optimus Prime, and
Yes.
that's what got me hooked on the Transformers franchise was the Transformers Armada series. Now,
So go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to
so
cut you off.
yeah, the question you asked, you kind of asked me two questions: why I like the Transformers so much, and why I have so much knowledge on them. That was the reason why I like them so much, is because I was introduced to the Transformers franchise when I was at the lowest one of the lowest points in my life. But to answer the second question, why I have so much knowledge, again, it's not a pretty story, but basically, I didn't socialize too much, and I didn't have too many friends that I like to go and hang out with, and so I spent all my time watching. When I was hooked into the Transformers, I wanted to know everything about it, and so I started. I spent many hours browsing around the Transformers Wikipedia, learning all the names of the characters, what they transformed into, what their personalities were, who voiced them, and yeah, I just wanted to learn everything about the Transformers franchise.
That is pretty cool because essentially our
Yeah,
motto is your G1.
yeah,
And
and then
that's some what's
Mhm.
that?
And then one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to remember the names of all the characters, and so during my first 2 years of college, I'd write down a list of all the Transformers I wrote down a list of all the Transformers Generation 1 characters on a piece of paper, and in my free time, it's just I thought it was just as silly when I was doing it back then as it is now, but after I wrote it down on a piece of paper, I would then write the list out on a digital calculator that I had, and I'd just scroll up and down the list. I'd erase it, and then I'd do it all over and over again, almost like playing a writing game for
Oh,
myself.
wow. And
Yeah,
so that's how you made yourself remember all that detail.
exactly.
That is pretty cool. Now, I've always said this, and you've known me for a while. I've always said that the great thing about Transformers is that there's a G1 for everybody, because Transformers is one of those cartoons and things that has been around going on 40 plus years.
Hmm.
And we have the 35th anniversary of Beast Wars coming up, which was Nikki's. That was what, Nikki got to see some of the G1s when she was a kid, but the Beast Wars was the ones that and Silver Surfer that she was gravitated to. And Nikki taught me a lot about the Beast Wars characters and stuff. So, and it kind of made me realize at one time that there's a G1 uh, for everyone. It, G1 means first generation,
Hmm.
but the thing is that there's multiple generations of Transformers out there, from
Hmm.
Armada to animated to Cyber World to the Unicron trilogy to Prom Transformers Prom, that has been some way been able to grab the imagination of multiple generations, and even the Bayverse, that there's always been this controversy about the old timers that like the way they looked in the cartoon and wanted them to look like that on the big screen.
Hmm.
Um, but those Transformers was someone's G1 that actually saved Transformers those movies. Um, Now that you've been in it for long, and you're still, I take it you're still learning, because Transformers is always changing and mutating and creating.
Hmm.
As a fan of Transformers, is there one character that stands out as your all-time favorite?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
to this
who would
day.
that be?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
if anyone were to ask me who's my favorite Transformers character, there's no hesitation. I'd say it right away. It's Optimus Prime. No one has been able to garner my attention as much as Optimus Prime has.
I have to agree. I'm a huge Optimus Prime fan. Perceptor is my other one that
Hmm.
I have always just loved. Um, but as a fan now, this is something that I have found myself in lately. Being a longtime fan, and there being so many characters, hundreds of different Transformers that's been out there. Now that you've gotten older, is there any character? Cause like for me, a character that I'm now paying more attention to, and I've really been gravitating all the way back and watching the original G1s and looking at this character,
Hmm.
has stood out to me, and he's now become absolutely, he's actually become my all new favorite Transformer character, and that is Wheeljack. Wheeljack has
Hmm.
definitely taken that place, because I was like,
Hmm.
I like Perceptor because of science and all this other stuff. And then when I started looking
Hmm.
at Wheeljack, I was like,
Hmm.
he helped create
Yeah,
the Dinobots,
yeah.
you know. Is there a character that now kind of gets your attention?
Oh yeah. It took me years for me to get attached to this character, and when I finally did, I was like, oh, I had no idea what I was missing out. And this character is actually in my top 5 all-time favorite Autobots. My top 5 favorite Autobots of all time used to be Optimus Prime was number 1, Ultra Magnus number 2, number 3 Fortress Maximus, number 4 was has been Jazz. But then my 5th favorite Autobot used to be Hot Shot. But then over the years, Hot Shot's kind of taken a back seat from another character that I didn't used to gravitate to, and it's Grimlock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now
and in
you're right up Nikki's alley right there, because Nikki loves her
yeah,
some Grimlock and
yeah,
Bumblebee.
and in recent years, Fortress Maximus and Jazz, they've been challenged for my top 5 all-time favorite Autobots by 2 other Autobots who've been around a lot longer than, well, longer than Fortress Maximus has. But I've recently started to enjoy Ironhide and Ratchet a lot more than I used
Okay.
to.
Quentin in the comments sat there and said for him Armada was fun, entertaining scenes. Introduced the Transformers, started with Robotech. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Robotech, because that's also where Jetfire or came from. And then you have
Yeah,
Voltron,
yeah.
the GoBots, then G1. Yeah. So oh, the GoBots. Yeah, I actually
Mhm.
was going through some of my old toys. My mom actually had kept some of my old toys that we've been going through. And
Mhm.
I actually have some GoBots. I was
Oh,
like, holy
nice.
moly. I didn't realize I had some of the GoBots.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I don't have
so
any
how
OG. Go ahead.
no, what were you gonna say?
I don't have any OG GoBots, but for the brief time that it existed, I bought 2 of the Action Toys Machine Robos deluxe
Okay.
figures. Yeah, I got their not Psykill and not Leader 1 action figures.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
unfortunately the that line, it ended after just I think 2 years because it got too expensive for the company to keep going. They weren't selling as many of their products as they did. And unfortunately what they did is they released the characters in the order, I believe, I could be incorrect, but they released them in the order in which they were numbered by Bandai when they made the Machine Robo
Okay.
mecha anime back in 1986 in Japan.
Oh wow.
Because when the GoBots were released in Japan, Bandai didn't want to do a Japanese dub of Hanna Barbera's GoBots cartoon. They felt it wasn't the type of story they wanted at all to tell, and so they did an entirely new cartoon series. And when they released the GoBots, they were released under Machine Robo, and they were numbered like one character was like Machine Robo number 1, and so on and so forth. And I think Psykill might have been number 2, and Leader 1 might have been number 4. So that's why they were released. But yeah, Action Toys, their line of 5-inch tall or 4.5 to 5-inch tall um, line of modern GoBots. It ended after I think just 8 figures were released. The 9th figure before they declared before the line was canceled was going to be Turbo, or not Turbo,
Oh,
I should say. But yeah, of the 6 main GoBots characters, we only got Psykill and Leader 1 in that line. They announced there was I think Turbo was in the prototype phase, and then there were never any plans for Crasher, Copter, or Scooter. So for those wanting the 6 main GoBots characters in that Action Toys line, they only did Psykill and Leader 1 before it was canceled. And I think of the other GoBots characters, I think there were 8, as I said, that got released. I think 6 of them were Renegades, and only 2 of them, Leader 1, and then one other was a Guardian. So yeah, the Guardians were outmatched in that Action Toys line.
but with that, and like I said, your knowledge of Transformers and even GoBots still astonishes me. Um, Now you started your channel. What made you decide that, hey, I want to put myself, because you talked about, and it's really a disability is whenever you can't get out into the public, and you're dealing with things with your mind, and with that, how did you overcome that and put yourself out on the internet? How did you decide to go about and say, hey, I'm going to give
Mhm,
this a shot by putting my content out there,
mhm,
my thoughts, my reviews, my personality, myself? How did you
mhm.
go about doing that?
So it's kind of a long story, but I'll keep it as brief as possible. Basically, the year I started my channel, it was the last year I attended college, and before I decided to graduate and just stop. Uh, I didn't know where I wanted to go, and basically, I'm babbling at this point, so I apologize. But
No, you're
basically, for
fine.
one of my
You're good, dude.
no, thank you. So basically, for one of my college classes, my professor, she asked us to make a video saying who we are and our what we believe in, and she wanted us to upload it onto YouTube. And so I was kind of scared to do it because I was like, okay, I don't want to share my name on the internet for other people to find out who I am. But she had no problem doing that. But anyways, that introduced me to the world of making videos and uploading them onto YouTube. And what made me decide to start my Transformers channel was not only that, but I wanted to share a custom Transformers action figure that I made myself. And it was one that I thought a lot of other collectors would have wanted to do, but I only actually saw 2 other collectors beside myself upload photos on the internet and not even do video reviews of them on YouTube of this custom Transformer. And it was the Transformers figure that made me start my channel is one I made myself, and it was my first ever review. It's still on my channel. I made my own custom Transformers Fall of Cybertron Voyager class twin cast figure.
Oh, okay. Well, for people that don't know, what does it mean to custom? What was your base? What was the base model that you went with to go with that type of?
Basically, I found extra copies of the Transformers Fall of Cybertron Voyager class blaster and Soundwave figures, and I part swapped all the blue parts that were on Soundwave with Blaster's red parts, and then I painted Blaster's head blue, to color match it, and then I made my own custom twin cast because that mold was used the Fall of Cybertron Soundwave mold was used 3 times for Soundwave, Blaster, and it was used for Soundwave's upgraded form, Sound Blaster. And the 4th figure, and during the Fall of Cybertron subline of Transformers Generations, there were only 4 Voyager class figures released, and after using the same mold 3 times for 3 characters, Hasbro said, the 4th Voyager class is Grimlock from the Fall of Cybertron video game, and they called it a day before they moved on to releasing action figures from the Transformers IDW comics. And so I felt it was a missed opportunity not releasing Twin Cast and doing the mold a 4th time. I was hoping it might have been released as an exclusive, but we did not get an official Hasbro released Twin Cast figure after Generation 1 Twin Cast had been, I think he was a reissue of him in the States after.
Hey, N1 Hunter. Well,
hello there. But yeah, after Generation 1, the next time we got a Twin Cast figure from Hasbro was the Legacy Twin Cast figure repainted from Kingdom Blaster. So, yeah. So if you want to see what Twin Cast looks like, the second year I did my channel, this is back in 2018, a lot of Transformers reviewers were doing challenge videos, and they were asking other people in the community to take part in their challenge videos. And someone asked everyone to do a re-upload of their first review, and so I did a second review of my custom Fall of Cybertron Twincast figure. And everyone who watched both versions said my second version was a lot livelier and more entertaining than my first one.
That's awesome, and it shows that you grow with your channel.
Yeah.
Now, since you were able to put yourself out there and do that, did this help out your mental with being able to communicate with others, seeing like-minded people?
Oh yeah, it really. Sorry for interrupting. Please continue.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, no, it really helped me to connect with the Transformers community and connect to other Transformers reviewers. There were some eggs along the way. When people would start to do live stream group videos like we're doing tonight, I wanted to get in, but nobody really wanted to invite me when I asked. And one guy actually told me to never not ask him and never bother him again. And he basically told me to take a hike. And the person who did that, he was a highly respected reviewer. He was a highly respected member of the Transformers community for a long time, so I couldn't really tell anyone who that was.
I knew who it was, and I actually had words with him.
Yeah.
When I found out, and you're the reason I no longer was a part of that podcast that they were doing.
Yeah.
Because I did not agree with alienating anyone in the community. It didn't matter if you asked 100 times in the comments. That means that you were engaging, and that means that you were being a part of the community. And that was the whole reason why I broke away from that and started a community for all of us, because I felt like too many people in the community were getting too much of a big head and thinking that they were more than they really were. We're we're, like, at the end of the day, it's like I say to anyone, at the end
Yeah.
of the day, we're playing with toys.
Mm,
Yeah.
We're
No
reliving our
gatekeepers here.
childhood. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Mhm.
it's toys. It's plastic,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
and so, but mentioning that, and we're not mentioning names, but mentioning that, that was the thing that I had told Nikki, and then my health got bad and I wasn't able to keep it up. Now I'm going to be doing it full time since I'm now fully disabled. Um, and I'm going to do this until as long as I'm here.
Mhm.
But the thing is that with our community, it has changed from the original grouping of reviewers. We've gotten a lot of new reviewers that's come in.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm the new kid on the block because I was away for a couple of years due to
Mhm.
my own personal health.
Yeah.
But now coming back into the community and getting to see where it is, I am amazed at how it overcame that dark period that I thought that the community itself was going to crumble and fall apart, because
Mhm.
you also have people taking sides, and it was just the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
But now to see the community, I'm like, wow, this is this is interesting. We're seeing fresh take, we're seeing new people, we're seeing, you know, a lot of those channels blew up, and a lot of channels are now starting to pick up, and I think that's the greatest thing ever, is that the
Mhm.
community now feels more um a community for everyone. It feels
Oh yeah.
like everyone is welcome now and everyone is there.
Yeah.
um that's been the greatest thing, you know, me being a guest on the porch. You know, Billy and Jimmy, great guys, love them to death.
Mhm.
um you know, Billy reaching out to me when I was with my health being bad. He actually is the one in the community that actually reached out to me and was like, "Hey man, I played, you know, a game online and I like to hang out and see what's going on with you." And great friendship blossomed from that. And
Mhm.
Billy and his family, um those group of guys I got to meet through Billy really
Mhm.
helped me through my health uh, in more ways than I could ever get back to them.
Mhm.
So that is something that I have saw the community, and it's just like completely awesome.
Oh yeah.
I went from the comments. So we have one says, "We're all children of God and share the same interests.
Mhm.
My dad loved Transformers growing up. Also, 25. I've been in. I'm an avid Batman fan myself. I'm a
Mhm.
huge Batman. If you're a Star Wars guy, if you know Knights of the Old Republic and you have issue 10, if you go inside of it, I actually am one of the artists that created a Wookiee that is published in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic,
Oh cool.
the video game. So if you're a big Transformer fan, reach out to me, because right now I'm doing artwork for free for people and
Mhm.
send it to them.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I agree with NY Hunter
said,
there.
"Is a difference that should be celebrated." Yeah, yeah. That's the great thing about what I'm loving. So yeah, reach out to me. You can reach out to me at autocratprimer@gmail.com. I'm doing free artwork for people
Mhm.
and sending it out to them. That goes for anybody that's in the chat. If you're wanting
Mhm.
artwork from a licensed artist and get a free artwork, this is the best chance to get one. So that is something that I'm doing for
Mhm.
people right now.
Yeah.
Um, I just started Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That's a good game. I've enjoyed that one. That's
I
what
love.
Quinn said.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You said Jedi Survivor. I thought my mind went to Fallen Order. I'm like, oh yes, but
Yeah.
I still haven't played Survivor yet.
Yeah. So I have never really been into video games.
Okay.
I started to get into them when I was a little kid, and I damaged my eyesight because I love them so much. I literally put my face into the computer screen of my computer trying to enjoy
Don't feel
playing.
bad, my man.
Yeah,
I did the same thing. But see, my
Yeah.
thing is that we had the
Yeah.
Atari,
Oh,
and trying to get that, and see, Harold, if you don't mind me sharing, Harold is
Go ahead.
actually legally blind, so and he plays video games, and he amazes me because when we're playing Fortnite, I'm like, how is he doing this? He is getting more kills than me. How is this happening?
oh, dear.
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, when you had Atari, you had that little what was it? Pinball or puck pong.
Wrong.
Pong.
And I'm like all in this room going, oh God, where are you? I know you're somewhere here.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, I've only ever played 2 Star Wars video games my whole life. One was which I still have, is the Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer for Game Boy Color. That's one of my all-time favorite Star Wars Game Boy Color video games. It had the tumbler feature on it where when you it was basically you had a compartment for a AAA battery, and whenever you would boost something or do an action feature, the tumbler was this like little like piece of metal. I don't know how to describe it, but basically it was like this metal spinner, and it would spin really fast, and you could feel the game vibrating, and so it's like you could actually feel the power boost from whatever vehicle or feature you were doing in the game.
my little brother had that, and I thought it was like you hold that little thing and you go, oh, how you doing?
Yeah. But
So,
that's one of only 2 Star Wars video games I've ever played. The first one was I think it was the first ever Star Wars video game that was released on CD-ROM. It was a Star Wars Rebel Assault that came out in, I believe, 1990. It was either 1995 or 1996 for.
What?
I said, "Oh my goodness!" He said, "CD-ROM."
I know, right? CD-ROM. When there was a game that came out which was called Star Wars Galaxies, which is a lot like Arc Raiders that I am addicted to. Thanks will forget me addicted to Arc Raiders. But I was a widow during that time. You had to understand, me and Nikki were both school teachers, okay?
Yeah.
We both had to get up at the crack of dawn. I would get up in the morning, getting ready to have my shower, get my outfit on, get ready for teaching. I'm waking up, there's no Nikki next to me, and I'm like, did that little butthole stay up all night playing Knights of the Old Republic? I would go in there, and she still would be playing. We're gonna get this Rancor. No, it was a crate dragon. We're gonna get this crate dragon. I will not forget about getting this crate dragon. I was like, Nikki, we have to be at work now. I'm ready. I like, you wore that yesterday. He was like, you wore that yesterday. She's like, but I'm not at that same school today, so they won't know it's the same outfit. My gosh. And then boom, Nikki was like, and then she's in the car and driving, and I'm like drinking like 5 cups of coffee just to get to work. And my job's closer than hers, and I'm calling her on the phone. Did you make it to work? Please help me, Lord Jesus. I'm praying. Don't let Nikki fall asleep at the wheel. You know, so
yeah. But the thing with Star Wars Rebel Assault, you had to play it with a joystick feature, and my family actually bought me a joystick for that video game. But for like the first whole year that I owned that video game, I could not get past level 3 of that video game. And when I finally learned how to get past level 3 for the remaining 2 years that I had that video game, I cannot get past level 6. I always died during the 6th level of that video game. And I think the video game has like 12 levels. So levels, maybe more. There's long plays of the video game here on YouTube. Just type in the search bar Star Wars Rebel Assault. I think the video game came out in 1995 or 1996. It might have been 97 for the 20th anniversary of when the franchise started. But yeah, I think it holds the title of the first ever Star Wars video game that was released on a compact disc. But
wow.
Star Wars Rebel Assault. It is a really difficult video game, because imagine trying to roll a ball down a tube, but you can't hit any of the sides of the tube inside or you die. The ball just has to go straight down without touching anything. That's what it's like to get through each level of that old 1990s Star Wars CD-ROM video game, Star Wars Rebel Assault. You hit anything and you take damage, and and you can't gain an extra life or gain life points back until you get to the next level and complete. If you keep
Well,
losing, if you lose enough energy, you die and you don't get a life back until you get to the next level. And sometimes, and I can't remember if the video game you had to earn more energy back and take longer time to get a life back. Again, so it's almost like the designers wanted to show you that okay, you're inside Star Wars, and just like Obi-Wan and even the Jedi and even Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi, you don't get to come back to life as a ghost. Once you're dead, you're dead. And so that
I
was
know, right?
the
I
idea is the risk was as much of a possibility as the fun of getting through it.
um our cat Revan is named after Revan from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Ah,
So yeah, we're huge Transformer and also Star Wars fans.
yeah.
We have so many toys that right now we're going through and debating. uh Will, our other co-host, that whenever he's able to be here, we're trying to go down and see him, and I've got this big tote of Transformers that will be going to him. Um,
Space.
no, we don't. I kind of was going through my Transformers, and that's what I was going to ask next. Like I was going through my Transformers, and we got stuff out of storage, and it's now in my comic room, and we're
Mhm.
redoing another room into the studio, which will be where you'll see the future when we get it finished. It's
Mhm.
taking a little longer, but that's where all the videos and everything will be done, is in that room. And we were going through it, and we were like, I didn't know I had this box of Transformers still
Mhm.
here. I got,
Mhm.
So have you ever got to the point where you're like, I've seen these Transformers and I like the newer models,
Mhm.
and you kind of like look at the older ones and go, I don't think I have to have that warrior class anymore. I'll keep the deluxe class. Have
Mhm.
you purged your stuff, or do you still hold on to everything?
No, there's been action figures I've purged of. I don't know how many Transformers action figures from Revenge of the Fallen. Almost all of my Dark of the Moon figures I've sold away. I've given away at yard sales.
Uh,
Art sales, yeah, uh, art sales. You don't get as much money back as compared to what you paid for when you sell stuff at a yard sale. And that's not just for Transformers action figures. That's true for anything and everything. But yeah, I don't know how many Transformers action figures I've purged from my Transformers collection. The only one I regret selling off was I had you can look it up. I had a Transformers action figure. The name of it was Transformers Universe Classics 2008 Decepticon Drop Shot. It's a repaint of the Transformers Cybertron Cyber Defense Voyager class Scattershot figure.
oh,
I
okay.
At the time, I was more desperate to have more money in my wallet than to have that figure in my Transformers collection. And it is a super rare and hard to find Transformers action figure now. And I have all but given up hope on ever owning that action figure again. But I would really like to one day. Because the main reason why is because the Decepticon, all the Decepticon factions on Dropshot, they're done in black paint. And so I was going to add him to my what I've been doing is I recently started to buy some of the older Transformers action figures where the Autobot and Decepticon logos aren't red and purple, so I could increase the number of Transformers in my Transformer Shattered Glass collection because the word from Hasbro is that the Shattered Glass line is over and done. They aren't going to release any more Shattered Glass Transformers, and we only got a handful of characters from
I
Shattered.
got I got them, and mine all yellow,
Mm,
and it broke my heart. And it's like, this came in the mail today when I came back from my from the hospital where I was earlier today. I've been getting back into my 3 3/4 O-ring GI Joes, and
Yeah.
so this is Daltone, and that's just something that I've kind of branched back in because I have all my I have almost the whole cast itself for Megatron in G1, and so because I was surprised, like I said, there was like these boxes that my mom had, and I've even got mask
Mm-hmm.
figures that I didn't even know that I had. Um, that's been there. Uh, when it comes to a transformer, you're looking at the G1. What makes it where you go, this is the character I'm going to look for and I'm going to purchase? And when it comes to G1, because those can get kind of pricey too, depends on what you get or what you have. Um, what made you decide to go, hey, I want to try and take a look at getting some G1 figures, and which ones have you gotten so far?
Oh, G1.
Yes.
Well, not really G1. What I meant by older Transformers was reach them over here. I've already done reviews on some of them. These the figures.
Yeah, I've been seeing those, and I saw that you got that one. Okay.
Yeah, what I meant was like the figures from the late 2000s, early 2010s, like the repaints of the Cybertron figures.
I've
Because
been looking at getting some of the figures during that time that was like was real objects, like transformed to like a real camera or real game controller. I've
oh
been
yeah,
looking at some of
from the
those
first
on
movie.
eBay.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
figures are no. Yeah, those figures they were part of a subline from the first live action movie. They were known as the Real Gear robots. They were
Yes.
all basic or scout class sized. Scout class the it's funny. Officially, the scout class size of Transformers action figure doesn't exist anymore, but I secretly think they brought it back for the modern deluxe mini bots because the
Yeah.
mini bots are a head shorter than all other deluxe figures out there. I mean, Hasbro,
Yeah.
you're not fully new with that. You brought back the scout class size as the mini bots, and you're calling it deluxe so you can sell it at the same price tag as the figures that are so that the figures who are 4 inches tall can also sell for the figures that are 5.5 inches tall.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And that's the other thing too is that
Mhm.
I've been privileged to get to know some things about Transformers before they
Mhm.
come out.
Yeah.
Um, I had, and I knew about the Energon universe going to be made into a cartoon, and I got to see some of that. Transformers now has you know uh,
Mhm.
you used to have a cartoon that came out, and when you did, it was a overflux of all the characters. You could get almost every character that was in the line, but
Uh-huh.
that's not the case anymore.
No.
Um, and then Generations has kind of changed into this more, let's give an update version of what we came out with years ago.
Mhm.
When it comes to Transformers, because there's so many different lines, do you just stick with Generations as your main focus a lot of times, or do
I
you
do.
branch out? You do?
No,
Okay.
no. Generations has been my main focus for the last decade, maybe the last 1.5 decades. I used to try and branch out, but for personal financial reasons, I've strictly been with Generations.
I can understand that message far,
Well,
buying
same here.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not buying right now. My main focus when it comes to Hasbro Transformers, as Nikki and I kind of had to talk about it, is um we have so many, but I have never had combiners. And
Mhm.
the only combiner I ever had as a kid was Devastator, and I never got any other, and he's my favorite. But we're now focusing on getting the combiner ones from Hasbro.
Mhm.
And I always wanted to get the 13 proms, but
Mhm.
with the price increase, it's made it very difficult for me to
Oh yeah, that's
look
what a
at
lot
a
of collectors are saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
and see a Transformer for $65 when I there's a
Mhm.
company that I like to buy from because I get GI Joe 6-inch figures, but I
Mhm.
get from a guy he used to work for Hasbro. He left Hasbro, he created on his own company, and it's called Valorverse. And I've been getting figures from him and his toy line, which is just magnificently made. And he gives so much with the paint outs, with the articulation, the hands, the heads. He's given out given so much in your packaging that I look at his, and he's an independent seller, and he's selling his for the exact same price Hasbro is selling their GI Joes, but he's giving you
Mhm.
more for your money.
Mhm.
And I had a privilege of asking him some questions, especially since he worked like that. And he's like, "Well,
Mhm.
they really micromanage the whole thing, and everything is like to the penny.
Mhm.
You got this X amount of money to have paint on the figures. You got this X amount of money for being able to have this type of weapon or this." And a lot of times, they come out with having the characters with all the weapons and everything like that, and then somebody from corporate sees it and goes, "Do we really need that?" And then they cut it
Yeah.
out, and it messes up the whole figure. And Transformers had this happen to it
Yeah.
because clear plastic being painted over, they found out it was cheaper for them to make things in clear plastic and paint it. And the other was they use a faulty plastic for all their white and gray figures that now is yellowing. And I think that's what's actually hurt the brand. And it made me, when I was getting Shatterglass, because when you're getting the Shatterglass figures, you're only getting that off of Hasbro Pulse, and you're paying double what you would pay for the figure regularly,
Mhm.
you know. And then, Transformers with its price increase, has that hurt you as a reviewer? Buying newer Transformers, is that why you kind of branched away and maybe started getting some of the ones that are from the older lines because they might be cheaper?
Well, it's for me. It's not because they were cheaper. It's just because they were ones that I figured this is probably going to be my last chance to get them. Like those
Okay.
other, like Well, here's what
Me too,
happened.
Quentin.
Um.
Me too, Quentin. He says
Yeah.
I miss having diecast in my toys. I
Oh
agree,
yeah.
Quentin. I
Yeah.
like something that I can throw at somebody and knock them out with it, and then pick it
Yeah.
up and start transforming it and walk away like I never did
Yeah.
anything.
So
So
most of
yeah.
the Transformers figures I've been buying recently that came out a few years ago or longer. The main reason I've been buying them is again to increase the number of Transformers Shattered Glass figures I have in my Transformers collection. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, Transformers Shattered Glass is one of my all-time favorite Transformers stories. It's one that I wish that it's one that would be at the top of my list to be made into a cartoon series. I know in the original comic books that Fun Publications created for BotCon, on the character who went to the Shattered Glass universe was Cliff Jumper. Cliff Jump.
Hmm.
The story starts off with Cliff Jumper running away from some Decepticons, and he's about to run into a space bridge, and the Decepticons blast the control panels, and instead of being transported from one end of the galaxy to another, Cliff Jumper ends up transporting to an entirely separate universe where the Decepticons are heroes and the Autobots are villains, and Cliff Jumper was the character who entered the Shatterglass universe originally in the comic books, but that story where Optimus Prime and Megatron's roles are reversed, that's just one thing I've always enjoyed. And as you can see above my head, the figure I'm trying to point at right back there, that's Shatterglass Megatron up there. And
Let me make yours bigger.
yeah, so there's
Yes.
Shatterglass
Yep.
Megatron, and then Shatterglass Optimus Prime. It's kind of hard to tell because he's standing in front of a navy blue storage bin, but I'm pointing at him right there. That trailer right there in front of him, that actually came with the Amazon exclusive alternate universe, the basically dead version of Optimus Prime. I did some trailer swapping between three of my Transformers action figures. The Netflix Earthrise, Nemesis Prime, the alternate universe, Dead Optimus Prime and Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. The alternate universe Optimus Prime, I gave him Nemesis Prime's trailer, and I made that the Earthrise version of Nemesis Prime in my Transformers collection. And then Siege Nemesis Prime, I took his trailer away and left him trailerless because he was a repaint of the Siege Optimus Prime mold. And so I gave the alternate universe Optimus Prime. I gave that figure's trailer to Shattered Glass Optimus Prime to use as his the trailer for his alt mode, because the Autobot logo on that trailer is colorless to show that Optimus Prime is supposed to be lifeless. But yeah, I really wanted to have a larger collection of Shattered Glass Transformers in my Transformers collection, and one character I was really desperate to have a Shattered Glass action figure in my Transformers collection was Shockwave. And so even though it's the completely wrong color scheme, I actually got off of Amazon a couple of months ago Galactic Man Shockwave to use as Shattered Glass. Yeah. Even though he's neon green in the Shattered Glass comics, I figured all gray is a good Shattered Glass paint job for Shockwave to have. Yeah, so I've just been bunching a whole group of Transformers action figures into my Shattered Glass collection just to increase it, because I love the idea of heroic Decepticons and evil Autobots. This is how much I love Transformers Shattered Glass. I actually renamed the factions of the Transformers in the Shattered Glass universe to make the story even more interesting.
Okay, I'm all ears because I love the Shattered Glass universe. I absolutely love the idea.
Yeah,
I would love to see it made on a cartoon.
Oh yeah, so I switched the names of the factions on them. I altered them. So in the Shattered Glass universe, the two factions of Transformers are known as the heroic Autocons and the evil Deceptibots.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool, and it definitely gives the old, a nod to their regular version, but yeah, it gives a nod to the Decepticons being the heroic ones.
Yeah.
So now with your channel and with your collecting, where do you see yourself going from here? What is your goals and plans for your channel?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Back in 2022, when I started my first job working full time, between my job and my family life, I kept getting distracted from getting reviews done, and so I've been actually spending the last 3.5 years trying to play catch up because I have a backlog of almost 80 Transformers action figures that I have to review before I'm finally finished playing the game of catch up.
Don't do like me. Nikki bought 6 boxes of Loki's, and when my knee was damaged, I couldn't do a lot. Mm-hmm. I just sat here and I have a whole year's worth of Transformer reviews already done that'll come out every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it takes some time. It takes some time to where you get the figures and try to put it together and planning how you want to do your video.
Yeah.
But that's still pretty cool. I mean, at least you still have content. You still got figures that you have that you can do stuff with.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when it comes to the Transformer lore and everything, one thing that I have enjoyed, and I don't know if you get these or not. If you haven't, I do challenge you to try to get some of them. Have you been reading the Energon universe?
No, I have not.
It's been really, really good.
Okay.
I'm kind of, I know the direction where the story is going to go. I know a lot of people are upset with issue 30. Are you going to, do you know anything about it so far?
No, I don't.
Well, it's essentially a modern take on the Autobots and the Decepticons waking up in our timeline. In our day and age. You still have Spike and Carrie and everything, and but the war is really bad. The Decepticons, you get to see how really evil that they are, and you see the turmoil between the Autobots and the Decepticons. And I think one of the greatest things was, like, I love Thundercracker. He was my very first seeker that I ever had. And so he's always had a big spot with me in my heart. He's one of my favorite seekers out of all of them. Now, you see his story going where he's a part of the Decepticons, and then he eventually becomes, come on up, Revan. Oh, here's Revan. He wants to say hey.
Oh, hello there.
Yeah, this is Revan, named after Star Wars.
Is he black or brown?
He's black.
Ah,
And I'll make my screen bigger, let y'all see him.
I love black cats with yellow eyes. There's the last bookstore in my hometown. Literally one of the last bookstores. It's been here in the town for years. Their mascot is a black cat.
Oh, nice.
And they even
Yeah,
did a TV commercial where they had a black cat just walking around all the bookshelves, showing everyone, even cats like to read.
that's awesome. But in the story, Thundercracker starts questioning when he starts seeing coming to Earth and he's seeing humans and how fragile they are. He questions, because if they get damaged or hurt, they can be reconstituted. They can be fixed or be brought back with enough energon. And he sees this and it bothers him. And he's like, I don't understand why my brothers have become this evil. And so he becomes an Autobot. And now, one of the things a lot of people don't like is the fact that Alita 1, who's been on Cybertron for millions of years, fighting Shockwave, she comes and challenges Optimus Prime for the Matrix. And Prime's like, I'll give it to you. And let the Matrix choose. Now, a lot of people are upset because the Matrix chooses, and anyone hasn't read it yet, this is y'all's fault, not mine. Is she becomes Alita Prime. And a lot of people are upset about it, but I know what he's going to be doing with the story. And I'm like, just wait it out, because I believe that the Matrix chooses her, and she is becoming no different than a Decepticon, and how ruthless she's becoming. And the Autobots.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry if I interrupt. If I jerk my head like that, it's because last few days my neck's gotten a little stiff, and so I'm just trying to relax the muscles.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
I jerk all the time. And fall down all the time and tuck and roll. But yeah, we have somebody. Welcome. We're doing good. Glad to have you.
Hello there.
Okay. And so, there you go. Sorry, Harold.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay.
And so, Alita becomes the new Prom. And then she tells anyone that stays on Earth is no longer going to be allowed to be an Autobot. And so the ones that stay behind, they scrape the Autobot symbol off their bodies. And you have Optimus Prime. Now, I think that he should have been called Orion Pax, because he's always been Orion Pax. He shouldn't be called Optimus by himself, but he's just called Optimus. But what I think is gonna happen, or what I pretty much know, is you're going to see the war that's going to be coming with the Quintessons and G.I. Joe. Alita's going to become so unhinged that the Matrix is going to reject her, and I think she's been given the power she thinks she needs to win this war, and then she's going to have to realize an Autobot they have the spark of humanity, they have a spark of love. No sentient being should ever be neglected or killed. And that's what I think. That's what I really love about the story. I'm loving the Transformers. It's going to have a cartoon, so if you have Amazon Prime, you'll be able to watch it.
Cool.
But
it sounds like kind of like the line from the old Spider-Man movie. With great power, comes great responsibility. I mean,
it does, and I love the fact that Hound is actually a G.I. Joe. He works for GI
Uh-huh.
Joe, and I was
Mhm.
like, well, that makes sense. And then you have Mask being a part of it, and
Mhm.
them learning the technology of the Transformers and being able to take that technology and put it into vehicles, but making it where the vehicles transform from one vehicle to another vehicle. I
Mhm.
was like, and using Energon as the root. Now Megatron's unhinged.
Mhm.
Um, he finds a way to be able to kill a Autobot or Decepticon where there's no bringing them back,
Mhm.
and he becomes a. I called him a cannibal because he's eating the other ones for their energon, and that's how
Ugh.
unhinged he's become.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Do the Hannibal
So
Lecter thing.
yes, and he's very much unhinged, very much
I ate
unhinged.
his liver with
Uh,
some fiber beans and a nice
But
Chianti.
it
now,
has brought a lot of people because a lot of people I know in the comic book community are now talking about Transformers. I
yeah,
mean, a lot of the people. I mean, I got people asking me in the community, hey, you're the Transformer guy. Um, who's this character? What's going on here? And
mhm.
then because of the community and because I get to see a lot of the stuff that's going to be coming out, I share what I can. But it's amazing. Hey, buddy. It's
Yeah,
amazing that Transformers is now getting comic book readers.
yeah,
Something that IDW had at one time, and then I feel like they jumped the shark with Transformers. But
yeah.
Skybound,
They did.
yeah, is bringing your Mask, GI Joe, bringing your Void Rivals. You got
Mhm.
Springer
Mhm.
and Hot Rod are out in the
Mhm.
cosmos trying to find out stuff.
Mhm.
Where do you see Transformers in the next 5 years?
Well, as long as they don't debauch the characters, like make them totally reimagine them, because that's one thing
You have
I've
a good one. Thank
told.
you, Quint.
That's one
I'm
thing I've
sorry.
told my fellow.
I'm going to go now. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate
Thank you,
hanging out.
Quentin. Thank you.
And I'm
Yeah,
glad you're now like over 130 now. That's awesome on your stuff. Very
yeah.
happy. And happy
So
Easter.
yeah, happy Easter.
Yes.
But
Happy
and
Easter.
that's one thing I've been that's one thing I told some of my subscribers on some of my reviews and on other people's live streams is that when it comes to designing when it comes to the Transformers franchise, people enjoy the source material from Generation 1 from the 1980s so much that if Hasbro and Takara Tomy do too much of a reimagining, then it probably won't be embraced by Transformers fans and collectors. And so there is a very thin line, almost like a hairline, where Hasbro and Takara Tomy, when they design something new, they have to keep the source material. And so finding the perfect balance between new and old is one thing that Hasbro and Takara Tomy always try to do when it comes to designing Transformers action figures. And it's not just with the action figures; it's true with the story. It's also true with the stories and the cartoons and the comic books. You deviate too far, and it might not be something that fans will embrace. Like Beast Machines, they went an entirely different direction with Beast Machines than they did with Beast Wars. Yes, it's a sequel, but the way the characters acted, the way they behaved, and even their new transformations, it was so far into left field with Beast Machines compared to Beast Wars. I think that's why it wasn't too well received by fans and by fans at that time, and why Beast Machines is still hated today. The point I'm trying to get at is that it's like when like it's anything, almost anything that can be designed new, like with cell phones. Yes, cell phones still have the function of being portable telephones like they did back in the 80s, but they're now basically pocket-sized computers that people can carry around. And
Mm-hmm.
if you try to do too much new at the same time, people might not enjoy it too much, and people might think that it's not what they had. And you have to find the right balance between the people who are going to complain and the people who are going to embrace it, ace it. And when it comes to
Conversation. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, because like if you look at the Transformers history, I don't know where I heard this originally. I think it was a video that someone did here on YouTube, which unfortunately has been taken down. It was a pretty awesome video, but someone pointed out that if you look at Optimus Prime and Megatron, like each of their depictions in every major Transformers storyline and line of action figures and series over the years, Optimus Prime has consistently been a semi-truck in almost every Transformers series. And so the list of alt modes that Optimus Prime has, it's surprisingly small. But if you look at Megatron and all the things he's transformed into over the years, it's a really long list. And Megatron has a diverse amount of alt modes that he's been given to. And a lot of Transformers fans and collectors say it's because he transformed into a pistol. Yes, and that is considered the most violent thing that a Transformers action figure could transform into today. Even back in the 1980s, it was considered the most violent thing, which is why they made Takara Tomi's Walter P-38 pistol robot the leader of the Decepticons back in 1984. But the point I'm trying to make is that Megatron's had a lot more diverse range of alt modes it's compared to Optimus Prime. And that's the balance that Hasbro and Takara Tomy constantly trying to do, is balance old and new with each other. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it does. I mean, a conversation that me and Billy have had is that Billy has a younger son. And one thing that we talked about is that I've always said I would love for Hasbro to come out with a whole new concept, kind of like what they did with Beast Wars. Completely new alt modes, completely new characters, completely new everything. And I know that they won't do it because there are some of those diehard people who are like, there has to be an Optimus Prime, there has to be a Megatron, there has to be this. But I've always wanted Transformers to grow, because the one thing in the Transformers and G.I. Joe so unique was how many characters they came out with. The cast always rotated.
Oh yeah.
You were not stuck with the same characters. If you were, you would have never got a Rodimus Prime. You would have never got a Ultra Magnus or a Springer or even a RC. Those characters came because they were creating new lore, new backstory, new characters.
Oh yeah.
I want Hasbro to do something completely brand new, like they did with Beast Wars.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll do it. I think
No.
they'll always be too gun shy to do it. No pun intended with being like Megatron, but I personally would love to see that happen. I would love to see. But one thing that I will say, that the two things that I've noticed lately, especially when it comes to kids, the comic book graphic novels, I have seen more kids having G.I. Joe and Transformers that I never thought I would ever see at a convention. Never thought I would see kids actually having those books in their hands. And the other thing is the blockies, however you want to say it. Those things have, well, in our house, we have 100 of them. They have, non-transforming Transformers I was dead against. Absolutely dead against. It was the stupidest thing ever to have a non-transforming Transformer. And then my wife because with my motor, my hands and stuff, I have to do small stuff to keep the filling and everything. And so she buys 6 boxes of Blokies from Cozy Toys. Use Billy's thing, BK. I think it's BKS. But those things could you imagine that non-transforming Transformers being as prolific as they have come?
Honestly, no. Especially after the failure of Action Masters back at the end of G1 in 1990. The main reason the main reason the Action Masters were created is because at the time when the world transitioned from the 1980s to the 1990s, the two most popular franchises at the time were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. And so Hasbro realized people didn't want robots that turned into other things anymore. And so that's why they made the Action Masters, to see if there was a niche market for the Transformers characters that were just posable action figures. But compared to the Ninja Turtles action figures and the Power Rangers action figures, the Action Masters, they were not great. I'm going to say that right now. The Action Masters are not the best Transformers action figures ever made.
Ever.
If they had done the Action
Pretenders
Masters,
are better than those.
that's what I was about to say. If the Action Masters had been the same size and had the same articulated joints as the Pretenders, not the inner robots, but the Pretender shells, then maybe the Action Masters would have done better. But I've never really been into non-transforming Transformers lines, because whenever this has been my, and I've said this multiple times. Shout out to my good friend Ultra Megatronus. On his live streams, he's actually the one who designed me my who designed my new logo, and my actually made this shirt for me to wear when I do my reviews. So
that is so cool.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
Yeah, and you noticed how bushy my eyebrows are, so that's why there's eyebrows above my glasses on there.
I love it.
Yeah, but anyways, the point is that I said on one of his live streams, and I don't know if you had noticed this before. I'm going to say it right now. Every time they come out with a non-transforming line of Transformers action figures, they never include the one character that I would want to buy a non-transforming action figure of. That character is pause for effect.
Oh,
hey, Reverend. Yeah, it's Alpha Trion. They never release Alpha Trion. The only line of non-transforming Transformers that Alpha Trion was released was the the 3-inch Super 7 action figures, and that version of Alpha Trion, it only scales with Legends class size Transformers if you wanted to include it with other Transformers action figures. But I
agree. There is promise that we'll get Alpha Trion with the Blokis, however you want to call it. Because they have said that they are planning to do all the characters. Ow. I got to clip your claws. You got some claws, boy. But yeah, and right now they're doing a lot of the movies. What's that?
He reminds me of the character Shadow Panther, Cheetor's evil doppelganger.
Yes. And he's so big. Come here. He knows what I'm going to do, but he is so big.
Oh yeah, he's big for a cat.
Yeah.
Are you sure he's not part? Are you sure he's not part Jaguar?
He's part Bobcat.
Ah, that would explain it.
Yeah, Yep, his mama. He has a mama. So, but very huge cat. That is my boy. I love dogs, and I got married to Nikki, and she made me love cats, and got me a big cat, and that's Revan. Revan's my big boy. He wants to go wherever I go, whatever I do. Come on, come back.
He's your extra shadow.
He is. I go to the kitchen, he's right there at my feet. I go to the bathroom, he's at my feet. I go to bed, he's at my feet. He's always at my feet, except when I'm on playing video games, reading my Bible, or reading my comics. He's always like, let me be in your lap. Any other time, I'll be at your feet. But right now, I'll be at your lap. Well, as we're coming to the hour mark, TFFangeek, I want to also say thank you for always being a friend to me.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Your knowledge, your the light and the happiness, and the joy I get to chat with you and talk to you, does make my day a lot better. And knowing that you pray for us every night means a great deal to me. And so I want to say thank you. But we hope that you get to your 1,000 subscribers. I was hoping that you would get there tonight. I was curious. Did you hit your 1,000?
I'm checking right now. I'm gonna say probably no. No, I'm still at 997, which is where I was today. But truth is, I noticed sometimes if I'll get a sub or two one day, then a few days later the sub will be gone. I don't know if that's someone just liking my subscribing to my channel on a whim and then deciding no, I'm not interested, or if it's AI tech fiddling with the YouTube algorithm. Because unfortunately, I've heard stories where that has happened, where AI techs messed with the YouTube algorithm and messed with the amount of subscribers that some YouTube channels have had. But
Yeah.
one thing I was going to say, one thing I like most about the Transformers is making up my own stories. Like, I actually dreamed one night that someone had made a story where the Transformers characters who were introduced in the Transformers UN movie and the 1985 cast members, they were originally part of the first Autobots' attempt to leave Cybertron when they finally realized that the energon supplies were running out and Cybertron was becoming a dying world. That the first spaceship the Autobots built to escape Cybertron wasn't the Ark; it was another spaceship, and that the Autobots left Cybertron on board another spaceship. But then, well, they were going to, but then the Autobots. I dreamed a story where the 1985 Autobots, along with Ultra Magnus, RC, Springer, Blur, Cup, and Hot Rod, that they all climbed on board Omega Supreme and they left Cybertron on board Omega Supreme to try and find another source of energon. But while they were traveling through space, Ultra Magnus, RC, Springer, Blur, Cup, and Hot Rod, they were all lost in an accident, and the rest of the Autobots on board Omega Supreme ended up running low on energon supplies until they finally found a planet to regain themselves. And when they finally had enough energon to resupply the 1985 Autobot cast, that's when they received a transmission from Optimus Prime and the Autobots saying they had found a new world full of energy and energon, and they were asking if there were any Autobots out there to help them. And that's how the 1985 Autobots arrived on Earth, was on board Omega Supreme, unaware that 4 million years had passed since the last time they'd seen Optimus Prime and the Autobots who were going to go on board the Ark.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Nobody's ever done a
Knowledge.
story like that explaining how the 1985 Autobots arrived on Earth.
That's a yeah. I never even thought about that. But yeah, you're right. That's something that's never been really
Yeah.
really
And I
said
was like,
before.
because when I was thinking, what spaceship could the 1985 Autobots fly and arrive on Earth on? And I was like thinking, they don't need another to build a spaceship. They have Omega Supreme to fly in.
Take a look at your channel again, because I was just told that you have reached 1,000.
No way. That can't be. Okay, let me backtrack here. Huh. Oh, there it is. So thanks to
There you
you,
go.
Autocorrect.
Hey, congrats, man.
Done it. I reached it. I
Congrats.
reached 1,000 subs.
Yeah,
See how
somebody
long that
reached out and
lasts.
said, "Hey, I said that was his 1,000th subscriber." So, all right.
It's not subscribed.
So if you were his 1,000th subscriber, or if I'll let TFFangeek ask a question, and I'll do the giveaway for him reaching his 1,000th subscriber. So if you can answer his Transformer question, and the first one that writes in the comments, and TFFangeek says yes, that's the right answer, you will be getting a gift from us, a community for all of us, that will be mailed out to you. You'll reach out to me through autocritprimer@gmail.com. So go ahead, TFFangeek, because that's what I was wanting.
Okay. Transformers question. Let me see here. Trying to think. Let's see. Trying to think of one that's not too easy but not too difficult either. Give me one moment. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So thank y'all all for making that happen tonight. That was something I really wanted to happen for him, was to reach that 1,000. Thank you for reaching out to me and letting me know that you were the 1,000th subscriber. I appreciate that a whole bunch. So as that happens, as he's looking for that, and what the giveaway will be, there will be a action figure that will be given away. I will whoever wins tonight will be getting an action figure, and they will be getting a artwork. And I will be getting that out when I get in by Monday of next week, because I got a lot of appointments, and so we will, and plus we get paid on Friday, so I'll be able to afford to go to the UPS store and mail that out to you. So as he's coming back with this question, I appreciate this, guys. It means it means a whole lot to me, of how much the community comes together, and how much the community helps out everyone. That means a lot, and I just want to say thank y'all so much for that, for making that happen. It's a milestone to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. It's something that I never, I never strive for. I just do videos. But now your boy makes thumbnails, and so you saw the thumbnail for this video tonight. Mickey actually taught me how to make thumbnails. You think, a dinosaur like me that does everything by pencils and inks, doing something with a computer? Holy crap. But what's the question, my man? I'm ready to hear it.
Okay. Well, okay. I couldn't think of really one. One thing I used to do on Discord before I left Discord is I tried to do trick questions for everyone. And so this is a trick question I've shared before. Some people in the live stream chat might have heard me say it before, so they might already know the answer, but here it is. This is a test to see if you're a true Transformers fan. This is a trick question, mind you. Here is the Transformers question. Who was created first? Optimus Prime or Alpha Trion?
I'm glad to be honest with you. I do not know if I would be able to answer that question. That's a good question. And no, Nikki, you cannot answer the question because you live with me, and these are already your figures. She's like, know the answer.
Yeah.
I know it. All right. So we have, let's see. So here's one of the answers. And he says, I'm just guessing.
Yeah. Oh, there's Ninja Bill. He's popping in right now. Hello,
Hey,
Ninja
Bill.
Hi.
He just reached his 1,000 subscribers tonight, so we're doing a giveaway, and anyone that gets to answer it will be getting a action figure and a original artwork. So he's here. Do you want to share your question again, TFFangeek?
Yeah. So Ninja Bill, since you just popped on, Autocorrect Primer is going to give action figure and a artwork of his to someone who answers this Transformers question that I've asked tonight. The question is, who was created first, Optimus Prime or Alpha Trion?
So who was created first? Now, if you go in the comments, you may already know, because TFFangeek didn't say that person got the answer right. So I guess it was not Alpha.
Okay. No, I didn't say he was wrong. I was just pointing out that he was just guessing. But let's just see who says what.
All right. And then, so here Ninja Bill comes with his. He says Prom. All right. So the two we got. So we have two. Can either be Ninja Bill. I'll butcher your name. Artistry.
Yeah.
And he said, trying to get my little cursor. I curse your cursor. And he said Alpha Trion, and Ninja Bill said Prom. So who got the answer right there? TFFangeek.
Okay. So the person who got the answer right was Ninja Bill.
Okay.
So the answer to the question, who was created first, Optimus Prime or Alpha Trion? Did you hear the way I worded the question? Who was created first, Optimus Prime or Alpha Trion? The reason why the answer is Optimus Prime is because he was created in 1984, and Alpha Trion wasn't created until 1985.
Nikki's literal, so that's what she was saying over here. She's muted. So she loves riddles. So I am going to put this here. So reach out to me at autocorrectprimer@gmail.com
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have addresses with my phone, my old phone kicked the bucket. I don't have those. So reach out to me and I will be getting that together. I'll do a video also showing off what will be given away. Axe the King Prop. And then Bill says Triangle was originally a 3 before Pack became Prop. Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool. So reach out to
Yeah.
me at autocorrectprimer@gmail.com so I can have your PO box or address and I will get that out to you, Ninja Bill.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is for everyone
Yep.
that's out there. It's autocorrectprimer@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be a guest, if you want to be a part of the show, just reach out to me. Thank y'all so much for making this happen tonight for TFFangeek to get to his 1,000
Yeah, thank you for
subscribers.
1,000 subs.
Very, very happy. Very happy. So make sure you have that, write that down. And give me someone as a gift. Give mine to someone as a gift, please. Are you sure? Are you sure? Great show. Because you would probably like what you get. Are you sure?
Maybe you should private message him, autocorrect primer, just to let him know first what it is, see before he turns it down.
All right, I'll do that. So there we go. Well, thank y'all so much tonight for being a part of this, and congratulations, TFFangeek. With that, this is the end of the show. Thank y'all for making this a great show. We will be back next Tuesday, probably earlier, unless everybody likes this time. I don't know. We'll see, but we'll discuss it. My thing is like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be up in. No, she doesn't sleep. Don't let her fool you. She's thinking she's getting that Fortnite withdrawals. She's wanting to go Fortnite. So, all right, guys, thank y'all so much. Congratulations. Until then, thank you so much. And remember, a community for all of us is exactly that, for all of us. And it's time for us as a community to come together, help out each other, and bring a lot of joy to each other. That's what it means. So thank
No
y'all.
gatekeepers here.
Exactly. So thank y'all. Y'all have a good night, and we will catch y'all later.